Welcome back to the Multi-Orgasmic Millionaire Podcast. It's Tilly Storm and it's February 2024 and it is officially the season of love, the month of love. And today we're going to talk about 7 ways to spice up your sex life this Valentine's Day. If you're anything like me, you don't celebrate that shit and you're not interested in Hallmark cards and surface level BS. And I know all of you listening here today are probably very much on the same page. And you're looking for something different, something more, okay? So today I'm going to share with you 7 ways that you can take things up a notch, turn up the heat, be more intimate with your partner, reconnect emotionally with them. And we're just going to go and dive right on in. Okay, number 1 is to DIY sensation play. I know not a lot of my folks who listen to me are really into kinky things, but that is not what I mean. When I say sensation play, I'm not talking about let's go dive into all the kinky things, and totally cool if that's your jam too. I love it. And what I am talking about though is that I want you to pull out some household items. I want you to go through your kitchen. I want you to get the spatulas, the forks. I want you to go to your linen closet and pull out the satin sheets. I want you to go to look through your house, and I want you to think of every object you see and look at it and be like, I wonder if I used this on my partner to give them some sensation, could that potentially be a fun thing to try? All right. Obviously not everything that you're going to pull out they're going to like, but it's just a fun little way to start to explore some of the sensations that you and your partner may have never thought to explore before, learn new types of touch that they're going to enjoy that maybe you didn't know that they enjoyed if you had never done this before. So kind of like a body mapping exercise, which I talked about on a previous episode a while back, but kind of like body mapping, you're going to just do sensation play. So you're going to take these unexpected textures, soft brushes, silk scarves, feathers, ice cubes even. You can even get some candles and melt some wax on their skin. All sorts of different types of sensation play that you can experiment with to see what your partner likes, to create more of a varied experience and potentially a more pleasure-filled experience. I think when we've been in a relationship for a long time, that things can get kind of stale. And if you don't try to bring in new things, if you're not actively seeking to do something different together, everything that's happening in your sex life is probably feeling a little contracted. So doing a DIY sensation play party can be a really fun way to start to explore new things together, and a really safe way to do it too, because you're not involving fantasy scenes, you're not involving BDSM. It's just like playing with sensations. I mean, as long as you're obviously not hurting your partner to the point of no return, then I think things are going to be fine. So obviously consent, obviously making sure that you have a stop word when things get a little too much for them for particular sensations. You can absolutely go there. You want to go there. But just having a fun, old-fashioned DIY sensation play party, even if you've been together 20 or 30 years, can be so much fun. All right, number 2. The second way to spice up your sex life this Valentine's Day. I have had my couples clients do this before because I think it's so fun and so wonderful to have this when you get triggered, is to make a love jar reservoir. So this is where you're going to take a piece of paper, you're going to cut apart however many strips of paper you think you might need to fill up the jar. You can just use one of those jam jars, like a jelly jar, and you want to take one of the smaller ones, and on each little strip of paper, you're going to write something that you love about your partner. And you're going to fold it up, stick it in the jar, and you're going to do at least minimum 30 things that you love about your partner. You are more than welcome to go to 50 or even 100 if you can think of 100 things. Kind of gets a little challenging to think of 100 different things, but stretch yourself. Go as far as you can, writing everything that you love about your partner. And the awesome thing about this is that when you both have this, in the moments that you feel disconnected, or maybe your partner is feeling down, or maybe they're not really emotionally available for whatever reason, maybe their mom died, Or maybe there's just something in your life that is feeling very tumultuous and there's not a lot of time to really focus on the relationship. Having this love jar reservoir is so amazing for those of us, especially those of us who have the love language of words of affirmation. So I'm physical touch and words of affirmation. So having this jar to pull out, a little strip of something that my partner loves about me, when we're not even necessarily like in an intimate space, but just when I'm feeling down or depressed or sad or whatever, it's such a pick-me-up for me. It's like, oh, right, my partner loves me. Yay! And it's just a warm little heart thing. So go make a love jar reservoir for each other and gift it to each other for Valentine's Day. All right, loves. The third thing that I want to share with you that you could do is to exchange love letters. All right. Instead of traditional crap Hallmark cards and gifts, I want you to write a heartfelt love letter to each other. I know for my sensual erotic language people out there, this is going to feel easy and they're probably going to love it. And they're going to be excited to write this letter. But if you're more of a sexual or a kinky erotic language, you're probably going to be like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Like, this does not sound fun to write a love letter to my partner. I get it. I'm a sexual blueprint myself. And kind of like getting all romantic and lovey-dovey, it's not exactly my strong suit. While I do have a romantic side, it's definitely not something that I lead with. And it's definitely not something that comes that naturally to me. So I know some of you, this could be a challenge, but I want to stretch you because your relationship is not about just being fixed in who you are and fixed in your identity of who you think you are as an erotic being. It is about the expansion of exploring who you might be as an erotic being if you could just get out of your own way. So even if you don't think of yourself as a romantic or someone who would ever write a love letter, I want to encourage you to do it anyway. Because if you have a sensual erotic language partner, they're really going to love this, very likely. And also, it pushes you to an edge. And when we are in relationships for a long time, we need to be pushed to an edge. Because that is the only place that growth happens. It is the only place that we learn to meet our partner and their turn-ons. And it is the only place where we also learn to experience pleasure and turn on in ways that maybe we naturally didn't think we could be turned on or experience pleasure from. So give it a try. Exchange the letters on Valentine's Day. Take the time to read them together and have fun connecting on this deep emotional level. Okay, number 4. The fourth way to spice up your sex life this Valentine's Day is to download my 5 days to epic pleasure and passion training. And if you haven't already, but if you have, then I want you to go to the link and you're going to start the Soulful Intimacy Starter Kit. I used to call it the Tantric Sex Kit, but I realized that it's not a really good, I wouldn't say that those practices are necessarily tantric. So I just wanted to call it Soulful Intimacy because it's just a bunch of communication and connection exercises that you can do together. So things like eye gazing, belly to belly breathing. There are several different practices in there that you can literally just pop on the audio and you sit on the bed across from each other and you just listen to the audio and I'll lead you through the whole thing. So there's some communication and some connection practices. There's also a relationship and sex check-in format. And there is a won't, will, want list. This is all free, by the way. You do not have to pay a penny to receive any of this stuff because I think it's pretty basic stuff. And if you aren't doing a regular relationship and sex check-in date with your partner every week, then this is something that I want you to get in the habit in right now. If you started on Valentine's Day, then you're going to do it every Tuesday, standing appointment style, indefinitely. Even if your partner is on a business trip or they're away for a month, you're going to get on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever you use, and you are going to do it anyway. This is such a vital thing for your relationship. We don't talk enough about money and sex in our relationships. And this very, very simple relationship check-in guide will give you some great prompts. It'll keep the the meeting very structured until you feel like you don't need it anymore. So it gives you a little bit of structure and some prompts to go with to start. And then the two of you can kind of see, all right, this piece is irrelevant in our life, this piece is, and we're going to try this, and we're going to do it our way, right? So definitely cater it to what works for the two of you, but at least you have something to start with. So go download that in the link in the show notes, the 5 Days to Epic Pleasure and Passion and audio training. And in there is the Soulful Intimacy Starter Kit with all of the things that I have just told you about. The last part of that starter kit is included a won't, will, and want list. What is this, you may ask? This is for partners who've been together for maybe some time and they kind of are feeling a little bored. Maybe they want to bring in some more creativity into their sex life. Maybe things have gotten pretty routine and you want to try something new. You want to spice it up. Okay. You want to go get that won't, will, want list because it's going to walk you through literally everything you could possibly think of to try and do sexually together. There are so many things that you probably have not even thought of before. So you're going to go download that won't, will, and want list. You're going to make 2 copies, one for you and one for your partner. And then you're going to check off each activity. If that is something that you absolutely will not do, you will not try it at all, no matter what. You can check that, or you can check, this is something that I will do. Maybe it's not like a huge desire of mine, but I'm not opposed to trying it. And then you have the want. And this is something I absolutely want to try with my partner at some point. So what you do is when you each fill them out, you pair them up and you find an area of commonality on the want side. So maybe you both put that you wanted to do impact play together, for example. Great. Maybe that's something that you can try to spice things up the next time you have a sex date night. Okay, so the 5th thing that you're going to do to spice up your sex life is in that relationship check-in. So you're going to get it. You're in the Soulful Intimacy Starter Kit. It's at the link in the show notes, the 5-day training. You're going to get that. You're going to get the relationship check-in format and you're going to do it starting on Valentine's Day and you're going to put it in your calendars together that you're going to block off this time to prioritize your intimacy and your relationship. I promise you that one of the biggest things that I see with couples who aren't experiencing a great, passionate, deeply connected sex life is simply because they are not prioritizing it. They are not prioritizing it. So stop that shit. Put it on your calendar. It becomes a non-negotiable. You do it and you talk about it every week. And you're going to start to see a difference in your communication about sex and intimacy in general. It will help you to get more on the same page. I promise. Okay. Number 6. The 6th way to spice up your sex life this Valentine's Day is to try something sexually you have never done before together from your won't, will, want list. Okay, so go through that want side, like I said, and you're actually going to do the thing. Don't just say that you want to do them and then don't ever do that. That's no fun. There is no point in that, but you're actually going to do the thing. So do the thing on Valentine's Day. All right. The last way to spice up your sex life this Valentine's Day that I have for you today is to actually invest in your intimacy. And you can do that through the program that I have for couples called Epic Sex Blueprint for Couples. And this program is all about helping couples improve their communication and connection, and also helping them never experience bedroom boredom again. So it's about showing them the actual different styles and flavors of sexuality through very guided practices to where you're not left in the dark wondering, okay, maybe my husband's kind of into kinky stuff, but I've never really been into that. And honestly, I have no idea where to start with that. No worries, my love. That is what this program is for. So there are so many different flavors and types of sexuality that most of us don't explore in our erotic lives. And this program will help you to become sexually creative and expand to the fence of what feels safe for you as a couple. Because again, when you've been together for decades, things start to feel really contracted and you lose that spark, you lose that passion, you lose the spice. And the way that you get that back is by actually investing and in doing the things to explore what else there is in a way that feels safe for you. So the Epic Sex Blueprint for Couples has a couple of different components to the program that I want to share with you. And right now, that program is open through February 29th, 2024. So there's a very specific type of couple that this program is right for, and there are definitely a couple of types of couples that it is not for. So let me make it really clear right now, okay? This program is for couples who are not in high conflict all of the time. If you fight with your partner, if you're so resentful that you're withholding sex from them all of the time, if you have a lot of issues, this is not the program for you. I am not a therapist. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, I'm just going to be very blunt about it. This program is for couples. Maybe you have a couple of things that you're conflicted about, but it's not like you're fighting and yelling and screaming at each other every day. But these issues do hinder your ability to want to have sex with your partner, your desire for them, your attraction for them. So maybe you have some communication hangups, maybe you have some connection hangups, but you're not like fighting all of the time and you're not on the verge of divorce. I do not want to work with people who are like, I'm ready to break up with them. This is the last straw. Blah, blah. No. You get to work with me privately if that's where you're at. Couples programs are only for couples that are pretty solid in where they are as a couple, but they know it could be so much better. They know that there's more for them. Okay. So it's also for couples who aren't experiencing any necessary sexual issues like premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction. If you're a woman and you're experiencing extremely low libido or you're not having orgasms at all, this is not for you because those sorts of things are you problems. They're you issues that you need to work on personally, and doing that work with your partner isn't necessary. That's something that I would need to work with you privately to handle. So again, the couples programs are about improving communication and connection, and they are about helping you become more sexually creative and explore new things safely together. So it's not about fixing sexual dysfunctions or, helping you to decide whether or not you should get divorced. No, that's private stuff, okay? And I would work with you on your own if that's where you were at. So it would not be a couples program. It would be a private container with one of you and myself. So this program is really about helping you expand your sexuality together. So maybe things have just gotten stale. Maybe they haven't been spicy in a long time. Maybe you've kind of subtly lost attraction and you want that back. And there's not necessarily anything wrong, but you just don't know where to start to get it back. That is what this program is for. So my loves, if that's something that you're interested in, then the 4 components of the program are really simple, okay? So the first thing is that you have every other week one-on-one sessions with me as a couple. So we get on Zoom every other week and we go into the inner work. The inner work is so important to help resolve issues like shame, guilt, or fear, to help resolve some resentment that you might have, to help you as a couple to heal some core wound things that might be keeping you from that next level of intimacy and connection and passion that you're really craving together. So we're doing inner work in our one-on-one sessions every other week. And then the second component of the program is that you have, every other week, you have a sex date night, a guided sex date night, and a member library that you're going to have access to forever. So in the member library, you have, for example, you're going to learn all about pussy and penis massage, how to give those to each other via a video guidance. So it's not like I just tell you what to do and then you have to go figure it out yourself. No, it's like foolproof. Like if you think your partner, oh my God, he never touches me right. How is he ever going to get this right? Like I'm afraid that it's not going to work for us because he needs like specific instruction. Don't worry. I've got you covered, woman. So it's very, very clear of what you actually need to do. So, you explore things like that. You're going to explore electric sex together. You're going to explore things like kinky sex. You're going to explore wild primal sex together. You're going to explore masculine and feminine dynamics, sex magic, all sorts of amazing things together. So through all of these 10 sex date nights, you've got a communication and connection practice and then a guided sex practice that I take you through via audio or video guidance. So it's kind of like I'm in your bedroom, but not in the creepy, I'm actually in your bedroom kind of way. And after that, you're like, oh my God, maybe I didn't so much like that date night, but I did like that. Or maybe he's like, oh, I really love that one. Let's do that again, right? So you learn new things to try. So the third component of that program is that you have access to me in between the sessions via the Marco Polo video app. This is where we just get on Marco Polo and we can talk to each other about what's coming up in your date nights in between our sessions. So you do have some access to me in between. It's not like I don't talk to you for 2 weeks. And then the fourth part is that you have that member library forever. So even after the program, you can go back and do all of these date nights again. So it's something that you can repeat and you've got it forever. So that's how you keep your sex life spicy, how you get the spice back when you've been in a relationship for a long time and you lost it, okay? You just got to try new things and you've got to explore some new things together. So that is what I want to invite you into. If that sounds like something that you and your partner might be interested in, I want you to book a call at the link in the show notes. Apply by February 29th, 2024. Let's get on a call. You both must be on the call. I cannot stress this enough. I do not want to talk to just one of you because we can't make a decision with just one of you. We can only make a decision if this is the right fit, if both of you are on the call. And please understand, this is a financial investment. This is absolutely not free. So go book a link in the show notes and let's talk about whether or not it's right for you. Thank you so much for joining me. And next week, I have a very special guest for you. Haven't had a guest in a while. And the guest is a couple who I worked with in the Epic Sex Blueprint over the last several months that you're going to hear from. So you understand what this is like, what it's actually like to go through this program and what you're going to experience. So stay tuned and I can't wait to tell you all about it and for you to meet them next week. All right, bye.